Howdy y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andrew. Today we're going to be taking a look at Baldur's Gate 3 on the MacBook Pro M1 Pro. This game just came out of early access a couple of weeks ago, so I think it's going to be worth taking a look at various settings and resolutions to see how it performs on the Mac. As you can see here, I've got a 2021 MacBook Pro with the Apple M1 Pro chip, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and we are on the brand new Sonoma operating system 14.0. Alright, Baldur's Gate 3 running on the Mac. This is very exciting. We are already looking kind of choppy here, but that's okay. You know, if the game runs well at some settings that we can find here on the Mac, then that's going to be such a victory. So we've got our metal HUD here in the upper right. That'll give us our frames per second. That's really the most important component of all of this. So let's take a look at our graphics settings here. We're going to start off at 1080p. We may end up going lower than that to more closely match the display of the MacBook Pro, which is something like 1500 by something. We also do have an FSR 1.0 option. I'm sure this will come in really useful for us. We're going to start off at low settings and work our way up from there. So as you can see, these are very basic settings. SMAA, no ambient occlusion, no depth of field. So this is going to be very bare bones to start with. So why don't we get into it and start a new game and just see how it goes. And it's actually, well, it's working. I do think they did a nice job with the artwork of this opening cutscene and all of the scenes in the game. I think the art is really fantastic. All right, character creation. Oh my goodness. So we can already see in our character creation screen, we can see some pretty low resolution textures. We are over 50 frames per second, and obviously I can tell we're already going to need some upscaling. But also, this resolution 1080p is higher than what it will be set to if you're just on the laptop. So let's just use this guy. It's gonna be fun. Sure. I wonder if it's like the teleporter in Star Trek, where it's like you basically die and then are reformed later on. Again, just a very cool cutscene here. Looks lovely. And just a little bit of bumpiness in the playback. Nothing, not too big of a deal, but just a little bumpiness in the cutscene playback. Okay, now we're actually getting some in-game rendering going on. It is not a very smooth experience so far, but we can make it work. We're gonna make it work. Okay, let's see. And once again, we're at 1080p, so this is higher resolution than purely on the laptop itself. So we seem to be holding nicely above 30 frames per second. Let's investigate. Oh, what a shame. So yeah, this is 1080p. We seem to be getting between 30 and 40 frames per second. And let me tell you, it's okay. It's okay. Now, we can improve this significantly. We can improve this by using some upscaling. But first, before we do that, I just want to see if we can get a little bit more fidelity out of this. Let's turn it up to medium and just see where that leaves us. And that did not seem to have a tremendous impact on our frame rate. And it looks way better. So yeah, we're still holding at medium settings between the 30 to 40 range. I think some of the depth of field effects are probably some of the more taxing things we're gonna see. Let's try it. No, 7 again. Failure. Love it. Okay. Sorry. Okay, let's see. So once again, this is 1080p medium settings. So let's continue onward. Let's see what happens when we increase our quality to high. And now we have dropped below 30 frames per second. This is 1080p, native 1080, high settings. And yeah, we are dropping. We're right around 30 and dropping below 30. Let's continue onward. Some spikiness as it loads things in. It looks quite good on here, though. The metal API doing work. And I also think this is the type of game where you can get away with a lower frame rate experience. But I think we can improve it somewhat with a combination of different settings. Alright, let's see what happens when we're in combat here. Nice, okay. What is he doing? Hey, now.
This is your end.
I think we can get him. Very nice, alright. And that, you know, for being a low frame rate experience, that wasn't too bad. Okay, now that we've done that, let's just turn it up to ultra and see if that causes like another big drop in frames. It doesn't look like it's going to already. And this honestly looks, this looks nice. And we're still just hanging around that 30 FPS mark, just a little bit below, dropping from 30. Let's have a look out into the distance here. And yeah, we're dropping into the 20s, 26, and we continue just to drop. 25, 24. This is at 1080p ultra settings. So the game is looking quite good. We just need some extra frames. And to get those extra frames, let's add some FSR. We love the FSR. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So this is 1080p Ultra FSR quality. And I gotta say, it looks pretty soft. It does look pretty soft. But you cannot argue with the smoothness of this. Boy, being around 50 to 60 plus FPS now is really a substantially better experience. And for being on the Mac, wow, terrific. Hey, we freed her. Look at that. Love it, love it. Freeing Shadowheart. So 1080p ultra settings, FSR quality. This is absolutely playable. What is that? What's that?
It's nothing. Trust me. Enough of this
Okay,
chatter.
I just trust
We
you.
need to get to the helm now.
She's right. Lead on.
Okay, very nice. I want to get another fight. I think I can do it by messing with these guys, with these controls. But first, let's see if we can get even more frames from a balanced FSR mode. And now we're up above 70, but we are looking really soft. We are looking blurry. We are looking real blurry. And something's going on where it feels real choppy now.
The machine made them hostile.
All right, let's fight these guys.
Let my name be known.
Good.
On the move.
Okay, well this is looking real soft. I don't know if it's coming across, but it's looking pretty soft. So why don't we do this? Let's go up and let's go back to let's go back to medium settings. Turn off FSR and let's go up in resolution and see what happens. Okay, and here we are in the mid 20s now. But the bump in resolution definitely looks very nice. Looking very nice.
We're nearing the helm.
Ooh.
Once inside,
Oh,
do
hello.
as I say.
So I think we're running out of memory
I'll trust my own judgment.
based on that texture issue we
Clean
just had.
yank.
Let's see at 1440p medium. Let's see how it helps us out to add some FSR quality to this. Yes. This is quite nice.
Simple enough.
So this is 1440 medium. And I think medium looks okay. Medium is a good compromise as far as the settings go. And we are solidly above 30 frames per second. Which I think is really good and really impressive for the M1 Pro. Alright, let's blast you with some fire. Nice. Tusk attack. Oh, hey! Oh, no. Okay, let's give it to you, bro. Oh, you're dead. Nice. Oh, I ran into fire. I'm so dumb. Okay, let's blast you if we can here. Yes. Once again, this is 1440p, medium settings, quality FSR. Ignore the devil. Let's take the transponder.
I'm fury.
So this is a really pretty good experience, I would say. Way up at 1440p with FSR. Can I get him all the way over there? I sure can. Excellent. I think I'm gonna die. Let's get this piggy. Or whatever he is. No. There's no way I can beat this guy, right? Hey! Yes!
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Might as well.
Can I hurry up over here? Ah! Good. We made it. I'm curious once we get down to the surface, to the beach, how the performance will be different down there at these settings. Once again, that's medium settings, 1440p. We've been around in the 40s and 50s with FSR quality, which is pretty nice and respectable, I would say. And especially on the MacBook Pro, the resolution is not even 1080 on it. It's 1500 by something. I should honestly look it up. So yeah, the resolution of the 14-inch MacBook Pro is 3024 by 1964, and it typically scales up from half of that. So that would be 1512 by something. It just is a little bit choppy at times, but once you are out of those cutscenes, it seems like it's much smoother.
You need a cure.
Cure! Okay. So yeah, we're in the 30s and 40s here. Let's see what happens if we crank this up to 4K. I don't think this is going to go very well. And let's also turn off FSR, and we're going to maintain medium settings. Well, that sure looks good, but we are in the teens, and we're looking kind of rough. We might be like hitting like 10 frames per second. So let's not even mess around with this too much. And let's turn on some FSR. So in the event that you did want to like play this on, on a 4K screen with your MacBook, can we do it? Kind of. Kind of. We're in the 20s. Let's reach for the artifact. And honestly, this is not really a playable experience at 4K on the MacBook M1 Pro.
Well, that's honest of you. Don't do it again. Charging off by yourself sounds like a fine way to get killed.
She's so
We need
worried.
each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
All right, let's go.
One
Let's
thing.
get moving.
Just before we go, I wanted to thank you again for freeing me.
So
It
4K,
would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't.
4K medium settings. I'm
remember.
honestly impressed that it can
Lead
even
the
deal
way.
with this, even with FSR. That we can get over 20 frames per second. I think that's pretty impressive. So let's see if we can get like a better frame rate that's playable at 4K. So by going to FSR balanced at 4K. And honestly, I want to stick with the medium preset. I don't want to go to low if I don't have to, because I just think that low really doesn't look, it really looks a lot worse in my opinion. So balanced FSR at 4K, and we're getting 30 frames per second. It does not feel great though. We've got all kinds of weird sync issues. So since it seems like we're around 30, what if I VSync this? Now we're dropping. Yeah, so it's wanting to, because we can't maintain 30 frames per second, it wants to substantially lower. So what if we do performance at 4K? Can we maintain 30? Kind of, yeah. And this is almost like a good experience here. If we can lock in 30 at 4K performance FSR, now it doesn't look like the sharpest thing ever, but this is playable.
Wretched things.
This is playable. And here we're dropping a little bit. And yeah, we're dropping frames. Okay, we're back up to 30.
A strike could be
So this is clearly not... This is clearly not what most people are going to be doing with the MacBook Pro. But it is just interesting to see. While we're in the middle of this battle, let's go to a more reasonable setting. In fact, let's go to what was the default for this, 1512 by 982. This is the resolution that it should default to when you boot up the game on the laptop. So let's go to high settings and we'll see how playable this all is.
Stay focused.
And I think this is relieving a lot of stress on our memory bandwidth, going to this lower resolution, because it's just smoother overall. 1512 by 982 at high settings. Now let's see if we add FSR quality to the native display resolution of the MacBook Pro 14. This is probably how you're gonna want to play this. Also considering that the MacBook Pro has a variable refresh rate display, that should be nice. This will be a nice experience on the MacBook Pro 14 at its resolution of 1512 by 982. You can also play it on an external monitor and have a good experience up to, I would say, 1080p, maybe 1440p. And also apologies if this looks stretched out, because it is stretched out because of the weird resolution of the Apple display. It doesn't quite fit into 16 by 9. So let's see if we can get above 60 FPS at this resolution. I don't think medium is going to quite do it for us. Medium settings, FSR ultra quality, and I think this will give us a 60 plus FPS experience without too much loss of quality here. It looks like we found our settings to maintain above 60 frames per second at 1512 by 982. That's the sort of default scaled resolution of the 14-inch MacBook Pro M1 Pro. This looks and plays really solidly at 1512 by 982. FSR ultra quality, so you're not losing so much you're not losing so much quality with your upscaling. and also medium settings, which I think work just fine for this game. So what did we learn from all that? Well, I think this game is an awesome experience on an Apple laptop, which is kind of amazing because it's such a huge game. You might not even need another game to play. You love a development studio that comes out and supports all of the different ways that you can play a game. Console, Mac, PC, whatever you got, you can have a good experience. And it was a good experience. We tried out a bunch of different resolutions, 1080p, 1440p, 4K. I think there's to some degree, you can play it and it's scalable at different resolutions, which is absolutely incredible to me. But when you go down to the actual MacBook resolution, which it defaults to, which is the 1500 by 900-ish resolution, the game performs great. And I think at medium settings, FSR Ultra Quality, you're getting around 70 frames per second all the time. That's really good. And that's an incredibly playable experience, a good frame rate. You can have hundreds of hours of fun in this game. And sometimes that's all you need on your Mac, is just one good game to have some fun with, and you're set. We're not asking for much on the Mac, obviously. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you liked it. It would be very much appreciated. And I'll see you in the next video.